For me and a lot of other people, Pokemon has always been special. The idea of having this vast world filled with cool creatures and fantastic places, all at the tips of my fingers, absolutely blew Little Nick's mind. Not to mention the convenience of it all, as this entire world would travel with me in the form of a tiny little handheld that I could whip out at my own convenience. Soccer practice? There. In the car? Absolutely. Taking a poop? Oh, you know it. These games were with me wherever I would go, and would allow my prepubescent self to avoid any awkward social situations. I would go on to try other games, but nothing could ever really live up to those cute creatures beating each other to the brink of death. If there was one word I could use to describe my experience, it would probably be addiction. But if forced to come up with another, I would probably go with magical. Everybody has that one game that instantly evokes an overwhelming amount of nostalgia, and for me, I feel a lot of that magic for Pokemon. Skip ahead 15 years, and that magical feeling is now dead. After being subjected to multiple mediocre games, an anime that hasn't really changed since it began, and a fad that leads to Logan Paul buying a Charizard card for $150,000, I think it's fair to say that I'm just a little down on the franchise as a whole. I chalked it up to two major factors. First, that the quality of the games, which I had once loved and adored, had frankly fallen off a cliff, and that the same amount of time and care just wasn't being poured into them any longer. And second, that I had probably just grown out of it over time. This happens with everybody. Our personal taste changes as we grow up, mature, and experience new things in our lives. As we change as people, so too will what we enjoy to do. And with that, I began to accept that I probably just wouldn't enjoy Pokemon the way that I used to. Until I watched Twilight Wings. Now, before we get into it, I feel the need to thank this man right here. A couple months ago, I found this really unpopular and little known anime that goes by the name of Jujutsu Kaisen. I was blown away by the animation of the first episode, but what really struck me was how absolutely insane the opening sequence looked. It only lasts a minute and 30 seconds, but the way it combined its fluid animation with realistic lighting gives a super unique vibe I wasn't used to. I wanted to know what else the guy who directed this had worked on, and here's the tie-in: he had directed the entirety of Twilight Wings. His influence is pretty obvious within the first seconds of the show, and I personally think that Pokemon has never looked better. And that's high praise considering the masterpiece that is Detective Pikachu. Not only does the artistic style of the show make the characters and their world pop off the screen, but they also maintain the lightheartedness and personality that makes Pokemon so much fun in the first place. I watched the world of Pokemon come to life for what seems like the first time in a while, and it really was an amazing experience for me. Yamashita and his team were not only able to showcase their abundance of talent and prove that perhaps they are built a tad differently, but the fluid animation and attention to detail also show that they genuinely cared about what they were working on. This right here, the care, is what I feel like has been missing from the series as of late. Rushed games and reused assets are accepted as the norm now because, hey, fuck it, it makes money. Pokemon has become a corporate cash cow, something that is simply to be profited off of, and it feels like the love for what Pokemon used to be has all but been lost. Here, we are able to see incredible landscapes, people and Pokemon living hand in hand, and main characters that have, well, character instead of just being a wet noodle. Twilight Wings genuinely gives me hope for the future of the series, as it proves that deep down, Pokemon still is a brilliant idea, and that I haven't just grown out of it. While the Diamond and Pearl remakes look like another low-effort piece of, like a bit of a rushed product, who knows, that Arceus game on the horizon may be exactly what the franchise needs. And you know, maybe it won't be, but holy shit do I need more of these series then, cause the Lord knows that I am down bad.